Let's roll.
That'll work. Let it roll.
Cool.
We're going to talk about Louisiana entertainment experience behind the scenes.
We're going to be experienced. Being experienced.
We need some experience.
Oh,
that is.
You know what? I didn't even look at our camera set. You want to look at that real quick?
Yeah, check the camera. Make sure we're in the shot. Or do we have to?
Oh, it don't matter. This is behind the scenes footage. This is just for members only.
We all in the shot?
You in the shot?
Of course not.
Well, get in the shot.
Well, I was trying to stay off to the side, you know.
No, get in the shot. You definitely need to be in the shot.
It's all good.
Close enough.
In the neighborhood.
So, for members only, we're going to talk about some of the things we planning.
Pardon the messy hair and unshaven faces. And
well, I'm looking good as you.
Jerrod was supposed to host a show today, but
I was ready.
He was ready. He was ready. He was hustling to get here.
The interviewee scared.
Well, no, actually, I went through 3 margaritas to get here, so I was really loose to get going.
He was on track.
So
he was on track.
I guess I disrespected alcohol.
Well, and then
it wasn't alcohol abuse, right?
Oh no, definitely not. You abuse it when you don't use it properly.
I'll just pray for Jerrod. But anyway, we had somebody that Jerrod was supposed to interview today, and they didn't show up. We're not going to mention any names. That's the problem. But anyway.
But that's all right. We'll get them next time.
It was a misunderstanding on their part. But anyway.
I was actually looking forward to the fried turkey next.
Yeah, so we supposed to have fried turkey next. We didn't have any tonight, so I'm drinking coffee. Jerrod had whatever he had before he got here.
Yeah, water now.
I think that's vodka.
No, it's water.
I think that's vodka. I saw him pouring something in that bottle earlier.
You better hope Amy don't see this.
It's water. It's water.
Anyway,
so what other guests we got coming up? Right?
Let's see. We got Coy Watson. He was a worship team leader at Crossroads Church. I think he's transitioning out of that position, but he's coming on. Coy's put out several albums.
Oh, cool.
Christian artists. We're trying to get JC lined up. It's a matter of dates and scheduling. What's really difficult is a lot of the musicians we have, of course, they play music for a living, or they play a lot of gigs and they stay busy. So with our schedules and their schedules, just trying to get it all lined up to where they can come and sit down and have the time to do it. And of course, we've had some that we've had lined up, some good ones, and they had to call at the last minute and cancel because they got a call for a gig. Again, that's all right. So we're flexible with them on that stuff. We got Lane Mack. Sarah Russo's going to come back. We got the Good Dudes.
I want to meet Sarah Russo.
Good Dudes just released a single.
Just released a single. They're supposed to be working on that. But the Good Dudes are supposed to come. We have Miles Santiago, 4A state wrestling champ.
Cool. That's something interesting.
Turling's Catholic High.
Now, I did get to talk to Andy Smith. From the Andy Smith Band. He's interested in talking to us. And on the comedian side, I'm going to approach a wonderful guy out of Opelousas area, Just Chris Lazard.
Yeah.
And Sean Uncle Bernard, who is actually Cupid's brother.
You know, I've been trying to contact Cupid.
Oh, really? I'll call him. We're pretty good friends.
And I haven't got a reply back.
And then I'll get in touch with Cupid for you. And do you know who Denise Booty is? Denise is an actress out of Maurice, Louisiana. She was starred a couple of Tyler Perry films.
Yeah.
She was Sasha Brown on Meet the Browns.
Oh,
Well, she's actually married to my best friend, one of my best friends.
Sweet.
And they live in Los Angeles. She should be coming back into town in the next couple of weeks for some bookings and some obligations she have out here. So I may be able to sneak her in.
Did he become your best friend after?
No. Actually, good point. You always need a friend in this business. But actually, Kevin and I have been friends since kids, and he just got lucky and met her. And she real down to earth, real awesome person. And I was actually in their wedding.
Sweet.
I was the ugliest person in the wedding, but that's all right.
I was about to say, were you like one of the people serving food? Or?
Can you show that picture of the twins?
Hey, listen.
That's Friday.
Everybody looks like somebody, and I had everybody looks like somebody, and I had it planned to mess with Lance tonight because I think Lance DeBrock looks like Kevin DeBrow from Quite Right. So we're gonna put that picture right here. I'm gonna send it. And when we interview Lance, we'll put it there. And
absolutely,
everybody looks like somebody. And I pick on my wife. And my wife, Amy Guillory, looks like Tina Fey, and we'll post that too. Amy looks like Tina Fey, and everybody
you here again.
Look, she fusses at me every time I say it. She gets mad at me, and it's like, baby, don't get mad.
Well, why are you
because
with you?
Dude, you gonna get me in trouble. But trust me. Speaking of my wife is the funniest thing in the world because she talks so fast. You can only listen to every third word.
Come on.
Because if you try and keep up with her, you're lost. You got every third word.
She probably learned that being married to you, she's got to get a word in.
Yeah, she is.
Actually, I'm quiet at home.
Come on.
I'm just quiet. I'm tired of talking.
Well, you live with 3 women.
No, I live 4. 3 daughters and a wife.
Ooh.
The cat's even female.
Oh,
and I told you my dog's
choice,
gay. I have a male dog, but he's gay. His name's Odie. You know what I mean? But anyway, everybody looks like somebody, and I figured out who I look like. I look like the alien on Battleship. No, dude, I'm telling you. You're going to have to put this picture up. I look like this guy. I'm telling you, look. I look like the alien on Battleship.
He said it to me.
We're going to post that. I look like the alien on Battleship.
I'll put it up there. But
so put it up. Well, I'm not proud of it, but it's like.
That's crazy. Oh, man. But, I want to thank you guys for being members. It's fun. It's fun doing this stuff, and you're helping fund us to do this stuff. It's not fun putting in all these hours and not getting.
Hey, man, it's part of the gig. It's part of the gig.
I wouldn't say that. It's nice if we could get rewarded handsomely. But
subscribe.
It does take a long time. I was trying to push out the episode 15 with Chantel, and being a one-man show right now, it takes a lot of time to edit. I'm getting faster at it. When Corey was in town and Corey was hanging around helping, Corey was helping do a lot of the editing, and we could get stuff done faster. Now, I'm doing all that kind of stuff. Another reason I brought Jerrod on board, and we got Bobby here helping, and a couple other people that are going to join in to help and do some more. They're going to do some hosting, and they're going to do some behind the scenes type stuff. I got a web developer that's going to come on board to help with that and those type things, the Facebook and the website and the Patreon stuff, and getting the behind the scenes footage put out. It takes roughly, to give you an idea, if you watch the video with Chantel, recorded it, dropped it, and probably spent, if probably somewhere in the 20 to 35 hours to edit that and put it together. Now, some people might say that and say, "Oh, that's crooked. That's ridiculous. I can do that on my phone." No, you can't. No, you can't do it. And I've done a lot of video work. My background extensively has been in audio and in the recording business, music business, and live sound and studios. But done some of the video editing. I've done a lot of website work and IT work, computer programming type stuff, simple stuff, nothing high level. But anyway, when you dive into it, you really realize, and when you start to look at things, and I think that episode with Chantel, I thought was kind of one of our best edited episodes yet. That was put together.
You responsible for that.
I was just here.
All I did was cook, but I had fun. And that's my forte. You see, this technical stuff, I just walk out, say a few things, and then go home.
That's it.
But I do appreciate you letting me be a part of this. Because representing our local artists is awesome to me. Yeah. There's so much out of Louisiana and so many talented people, and we forget it. So guys, support your local artists, and there's so many guys. This is something that's so warranted, and so many people deserving to be a part of this. It's cool. So thank you for letting me be a part
problem.
of it.
Thank you for coming. Thank you, Bobby. I appreciate it. But it does take a lot of hours to do.
Speaking of people that look like people, look at it. Give him a cowboy hat. Give a crooked smile.
Garth
Doesn't he look like Garth Brooks? What a picture of Garth Brooks.
I should have never told y'all.
I mean, Garth Brooks does look a lot better, but
well, that's just because of the millions he's got behind him.
Makeup. But for the cowboy,
if it wasn't for the millions, you know,
and it's all the makeup from Garth. Yeah. But
you don't regret telling me things.
Yeah.
But it takes a lot of stuff. It takes a lot of time to edit those things. And if you want to get it right, we want to make it entertaining and have it lay out. And a lot of times you'll edit stuff and you'll look at it, and you have to also think. You guys will watch one of these shows, and it might be 20 minutes long, or 30 minutes, or 40 minutes long. It might not seem like a big deal, but anytime you change something in a video, or you want to make a little change or adjust something, and you sit back and you watch, you have to almost watch the whole show in its entirety. You find one little thing that's out of whack, you have to go back and edit that, pull the volume down, do something, add something in. Put these clips that show up behind us, pictures and stuff like that.
Well, you're going to put the Battlestar Galactica creature, the alien?
Yeah. I'm put him right up here.
And take a picture of him and put it next to it and see if it's true.
Yeah.
You've seen it. I look like it.
Or it'll be right down here. But anyway, you fly those pictures in, and it all takes time. And the way we record a lot of shows is we use PreSonus gear. We have semi-studio here. I'm about to move into another place, so a lot of things are going to change. But we record into the Studio Live 32 console on an SD card. We capture the audio there. We feed the audio back to the camera. We pick up a couple of different audio angles in case something goes bad, audio inputs. But after all that's done, we take the video from the camera and we take the audio and we sync it in a program called Final Cut Pro X, made by Apple. But you have to get that sync up, and if it doesn't sync up quite right, it takes time to do that. I've had some friends in that video business have been a tremendous help. Some of them asked me not to mention their names because they work for companies and might not sit well with their boss if they give away free help. But there's some guy. They didn't come over and do anything. I'll say that. I've called them and they've walked me through stuff on the phone or said, "Hey, try this, try it," kind of thing. Yeah.
Call them.
Yes, Jerrod.
Thank you. I gotta admit, when you get into this technical stuff, you ever seen the Peanuts? The Charlie Brown and Snoopy, and when an adult talks, wah, 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 wah. That's about all I understand out of it. All I know is I sit down, I look at a camera, I make light comments, and we get on with life. So that's my expectations in my part of it.
But anyway, we appreciate y'all's patience. What we're going to try and do is record shows like around Wednesdays or so. And we recorded on Wednesday, and we're going to try and push it out by the next Monday night. So until we can get some other people on board helping and cranking some things out faster, planning to have a show out every Monday night. And we'll be recording shows in between, but Monday night will be announced.
So we're going against the NFL?
Yeah.
Sure, we got that.
We got that. And they're nothing but worldwide wrestling anyway. It's all fake stuff. But, and we may.
I'm still a Saints fan, so if anybody get mad at him, go Saints.
As we start to develop we could crank them out faster. It could go, depends on how things flow and how things go. We could come out with 2 episodes a week, or we could come out with 3 episodes a week, or we just stick with 1 a week or more kind of thing. We're diving into some other areas. I've had people contact me from the oil and gas business and said, well, man, y'all should incorporate some of the stuff we do. So I'm toying with the idea and talking to some guys about maybe even going out there on location and talking to some of those guys.
Well, offshore and oil and gas is entertaining.
Yeah. Well, it's entertainment, but the show.
Good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
But the whole show too is about
Louisiana.
It's about Louisiana, the history and the culture
and experience.
Oil and gas business
is part of our culture.
A big part of the Louisiana culture. Somebody's calling me. Bobby, call you back, Bobby.
Don't forget to call Bobby back.
I'll call Bobby.
I did my job.
But we had we're going to get into a bunch of different things and do some more behind the scenes footage stuff like this for you guys that are actually paying and supporting us.
There's something I want to sneak in on him that he may not know. I am excited about Mardi Gras. I am big into the Mardi Gras culture, so we're going to do something special for Mardi Gras.
Yeah, this and y'all have heard us if you've seen Chantel's episode. If you are a paying member, you will get one of these for free. I am dragging my butt behind on this and the t-shirts. I'm sorry, but I do. My lady is supposed to have some t-shirts ready for me this Friday. What's the date today? Today's the 24th.
Yes.
Yeah, today's the 24th. So hopefully by Friday I'm going to have those t-shirts and I'll get them in the mail over the weekend. I'm going to send y'all one of these. Each person will get one of these. And I think Horace is supposed to drop me off.
You do realize Friday is the 26th, right?
Yeah.
That's like 2 days?
Yeah.
So he's going to get your t-shirts in 2 days.
Well, I'm going to send them to you in 2 days. I'm going to get them from my t-shirt lady in 2 days. She's supposed to have them ready. But we do have female t-shirts and male t-shirts. So I'm going to guess by your name if you're female. And I'll send you a female t-shirt.
Don't do that.
Yeah, because you don't know.
Don't do that. My daughter is named Ryan.
Come on.
Yeah. It took us 3 months to go through benefits on our insurance to prove that Ryan was a girl and not a boy. And Ryan does not look like a boy.
Be gender specific, please.
Yes, be gender specific. Dude, I'm telling you. I know a Blair that's a female.
I'll tell you what.
I know a Ryan that's a female.
For Jerrod's sake, I'll email each one of y'all. And when you respond with your shirt size and whether you're a Y or X chromosome, then
All right, listen. I think you've realized by now with me talking about my mom and I are very close.
Yeah.
But she slaps you behind the head a lot.
Oh, yeah, a whole lot. Hit me with a car, but we talked about that earlier. My mom, my aunt, thank you, Nanny. My godmother, Nanny, thank you, Nanny, had to talk my mama out of making my middle name Dean.
Dean?
Dean. My name is Jerrod James.
Mm-hmm.
My mother's name is Geraldine. She wanted my middle name to be Dean. Say Jerrod and Dean together.
Jerrodine.
Thank you, Nanny.
That kind of fits you. No, you ain't laughing no more.
That's how I
So, hey.
Keep it clean.
He's a pretty big guy.
Please be gender specific on your ordering because, hey, they would have sent Jerrod Dean a female t-shirt.
That's it.
And I'm an ugly woman. Trust me. So gender specific.
Amy, is he an ugly woman?
Baby, thank you for being... Oh, it was my anniversary
When?
Sunday. Easter Sunday. The 21st.
How long?
Been married 24 years.
Wow.
My wife has actually put up with me for 24 years.
Good job.
I don't know how she did it.
Amy, you're a saint.
She is.
Did you
24 years.
Did you get her that plaque?
Dude,
You didn't forget your...
I love you. My wife is like awesome. I can't give her gifts, and I can't buy her flowers.
Because you don't have the right taste for it, or
No, she just won't let me. Like one year for Christmas, I bought her a curio cabinet, and she fussed at me because it was too expensive. Like, I am married to the perfect person. A card is good enough.
Dude.
So, I mean, anything less than that, I would have been divorced. I mean, any other person would have probably killed me in my sleep. But I mean, I'm married to the perfect person. So, baby, since you haven't killed me in my sleep, thank you. I love you.
I just got one question for you.
What's that?
Why, whenever that camera's not rolling, we hear a different story?
But
I think the
you
music.
see, there's a reason that you're the tech guy behind the computer. The last time you on camera with us.
Never. And I like it on the other side.
Hey, how'd you like my laugh tracks?
I did. I really did. Matter of fact, I think I texted you. I really enjoyed it. It made me feel not so lonely. And I gotta admit, everything I've done so far, I've always been on this side of the interviews, and it's kind of fun because when somebody interview you, you kind of direct where you want to take them on your answers. And Hoyt offered me to be a host, and the last show was the first one I hosted. Wow. It's very different being in another chair.
You know what you ought to do? We need to interview Hoyt one day.
There you go.
Put him in the hot seat.
We
We've had a couple of our members.
I think we should, because you know something, and it's true. And I was all prepared. I practiced. I drank my 3 margaritas. I was ready to go in my interview. And
just 3, he says.
Just 3.
Okay.
Plus the vodka in that bottle.
My wife watches this. Stop.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm sorry, water.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
But anyway, one of the questions that we don't typically ask, that I really want to ask musicians, is who you played with. Because I know growing up around musicians and some of the people that actually got the chance to play with is incredible.
Yeah.
My dad he passed, and I have it now, a Les Paul Triple Black, which is a very rare Gibson guitar. And whenever I was in my early 20s, I tried to be a concert promoter. And I actually promoted a few concerts. And I'd bring in artists to play at a local venue, which we call Mon Ami in Grand Marais.
I played at the Mon Ami.
Really? Well, I ran the Mon Ami for a couple of years. And who'd you play with?
We played out there. The radio station was involved years ago. It was our band, Terra, back then. It was Trey Landry, who's playing drum. He was on Good Morning America a while back. I forget who Trey was playing with. Country guy. Sorry, Trey. Trey's played with a lot of big guys. My brother was playing bass. Tito Bursino was the singer, and we played with Gangster.
Okay. Wow, this is so awesome. Well, when Gangster played, I personally promoted with Roger Cavanis the Zebra concert in '91. All the rock bands that came through Mon Ami was through my promotions.
Yeah.
So I promoted Gangster.
Yeah.
So if you played with Gangster, it was through my promotions. Well, it was awesome because a lot of the musicians that would come in, and I mean, I'm the same way as a comedian, and most musicians, and not that I have an issue with being in the club, but you've done it so much. Yeah. When you go and you're waiting for the show, you don't want to sit in the club. And my parents' house is less than a mile away, so a lot of people would come to my parents' house and hang out at my parents' house and wait for the show. So my dad was this incredible person that you could talk to. So my dad would entertain the other entertainers, and when they would see his guitar, they were like, "Oh wow," you know. A bunch of people offered to buy it, and he'd never sell it. But they would, "Can I play it?" "Oh yeah, baby, go ahead, play it." So a lot of guys actually played the guitar in their sets at Mon Ami. Yeah. And I mean, people from Randy Jackson of Zebra played it. The guy, can't think of his name, for Cool in the Game. Cameos played it. You know, a lot of people played it. They would sign the back of his amp. And looking at that, and you start thinking of who you've played with. Because even my small public career, I've opened for a few people, and I've got to meet these people, and it's so awesome to listen to musicians talk about who they played with. Yeah. So it would be so fun to interview you, because in your career, who you played with. You know, and I think that's so interesting. Yeah.
So would you say that the people he's played with is more interesting than he is?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well,
but then again,
that circles back to why I never want to talk about it.
Well, we're talking about being more interesting. I remember when Zebra did the concert at Mon Ami, and I want to say it was maybe '95. I mean, it was a while back. Well, they came over to my parents' house, and they were sitting there. And, you know, we're talking with my dad, and they hanging out. And in my parents' house, we call it the bar. There's a family room, real big, with an actually stocked bar in it. And they're sitting there on a sofa. And my mom walks up to Randy Jackson and starts telling him to cut his hair. And he's like looking at her like, okay. So she grabs his hair, you know, right here. Baby, you'd be so much cuter if you just cut your hair. And he's like looking at her like, okay. And like for at least 10 years after the show, he sent her Christmas cards every year. Yeah. Because she made such an impression on him. Because, I mean, who walks up to the rock star and tell him to cut his hair? Yeah. You know, it's fun knowing these stories. And so many Louisiana entertainers have those stories from talking to people.
Is that why you have that well-groomed hairdo you have?
You're going to stay behind a computer from now on. You know, I would love to have hair, but it starts like right here, and I have no reason to look like that.
I thought maybe that was your plan.
No, it's planned. It's planned. I did not lose my hair. I shaved it.
But what's that saying?
Never use hair. No, seriously. I did that. I used Nair, and it worked. It worked fine. So then, you know, I mean, a couple of hair on my shoulder. It worked on my head. I tried it on my shoulder.
Burn up your eyebrow.
You know, went on my back. It worked fine. Don't manscape with Nair.
Don't manscape.
Never put Nair on the taters, but it doesn't work good. Oh my God.
That's behind the scenes stuff. You never know what's going to happen.
But how dare you talk about my hairline? Your forehead is 3 feet long.
That was a comment I was about to make.
I was actually taking up for you. I was saying I thought that was a well-groomed, so your mother couldn't grab your hair.
Yeah, that was it.
See, I wasn't being ugly.
Yeah, but if you watch the episode we interviewed him in, his mom wasn't a hair grabber anyway. She was a shoe tosser and a car runner over.
Yeah, she hit me with that.
That was like Eddie Murphy's mom. When you grab that shoe,
dude, that works.
You remember that?
She would get her shoe back
like a boomerang.
It's funny stuff, man. If y'all have some suggestions, I know some of you guys send in suggestions and emailed me already stuff. One of them was suggested that she used to see a band I played with in high school, and she wanted to know what I had been up to, blah, blah, blah. You know, she had moved out of state and came back. Sonya, we'll get to that one day. But
so what band was it?
That band, I think, if I remember the email, was XL back then. That was young days in high school, heavy metal band. Most of my bands were heavy metal bands.
If you played heavy metal, you were out of the Lafayette area.
Yeah, well, I lived in Gonzales.
Gonzales?
Out of Gonzales.
There was a guy in New Iberia. They called him Bad Bart. He probably played in like 500 heavy metal bands. And he is like the guy that lived it. Like, this dude is at least 55 years old and still walks around with the hair and the tight jeans, and he is still in the heavy metal zone. So, I mean, he had a Flying V, he had a BC Rich Bish. I mean, he just was that guy, and he still lives it. And anytime we talk about the heavy metal bands from this area that played Mon Ami and everything else, he just always pops into my mind, because we did a multiple band show at Mon Ami, and he was the first guy in the area to have a wireless for his guitar. Yeah. And he left the stage, and you know how big Mon Ami is. And he ran all the way to the bar. Now the wireless started cutting out because he was out of range, and I remember him walking on the bar at Mon Ami. And the guy who was managing at the time just walked up to him and grabbed him by his hair and pulled him off the bar. You know what I mean? Heavy metal just takes over the soul. Yeah.
Well, I remember playing there with Gangster at one time. And I think they had like 10 bands playing that day. And we drove out there, and we played right before Gangster. And I think Gangster was using their PA system. There was a lady, I cannot remember her name. I can kind of see her face, but she was from the radio station. And
that would have been KKZN at the time, the rock station.
Yeah, we drove over here and brought her a demo tape. Oh, God. Tito
I'm going to remember my name because I worked a lot with her. Stephanie.
I think it was Stephanie.
Stephanie. Oh, God. Stephanie, if you still around, sweetie, please give me a call. I want to say Stephanie Chris. It was definitely Stephanie, because she was the one who did most of the stuff that I worked through with the rock band.
She had like long black hair. Yeah.
Stephanie. Oh, man. Yeah. It was all the rock shows. Cool. That's so cool. I'm glad we're having this conversation, too, because it was really me in charge of the entertainment at the time at Mon Ami. And I mean, I think I might have been 21, 22 years old. It was a few years ago.
Yeah, we used to play at the Crawfish Festival. Gangster used to have a stage out there every year, and they would call rock bands to come over and play. And we used to come over here and play at the Crawfish Festival in Bro Bridge.
There was one band. I worked at Mon Ami, and I worked at another club called the Warden Hole, and we brought in a band called Archangel at the time. Yeah. Archangel. Had a female drummer. And
I know. Yeah, I know.
Okay, well, we brought in Archangel, and the lead singer came in, and it was a bad night. They hadn't had many people, and I wanted to build a working relationship with them because they were very good. Yeah. And I remember inviting him over. I wanted to bring him to Mon Ami and show him the club. And, we're going to book you here. And Mon Ami is an event center. A lot of people don't realize that. Where you got a wedding one night, you may have a R&B show, then a rock show, then a Zydeco show. So it changed.
Yeah.
And it was an older R&B show that was going on. And I wasn't thinking. I was like, look, man, I'm going to take you down the street. I want to show you the club and impress you. And he's got his long hair and his tight leather pants and this Indian, just big old necklace on.
Yeah.
And we walked in. And it was an older, I think it was Alexander O'Neill, which is an older R&B show at the time. So the average age and demographic was probably 45 and older, black crowd.
Yeah.
And I walked in with him, and he's there with his leather pants, his high heels, and making the long hair. And he's like, dude, I'm in the wrong place. And I started realizing, man, I'm sorry. Because I walked him into this place, and they wind up opening for Zebra. They toured with Zebra a while.
Yeah, Gary Daigle used to do sound with us and hang out. He from Gonzales. He was the sound guy for a while for them.
Okay.
Or whatnot. Yeah. I think that drummer, female drummer, I cannot remember her name.
I have a picture of her.
I'm very friends with her on Facebook. She is playing with I think it's kind of like a country band, country rock type band now.
Cool.
And touring around, whatnot. I have to look her up.
Man, that's like a lifetime ago, and it was so fun bringing those bands in. And Archangel was kind of special to me because they were really good. And I remember, and I can't remember her name either. And I actually have one of their posters autographed in my office. And she was working with. Randy, Guy, Felix. Guy was the drummer. She was actually at the time working with Guy, and he was working with her on her drumming. And,
yeah.
Pretty cool.
Exactly.
Pretty cool.
I know we had a horror story kind of like that with the band. We had a booking agent that we were more of a heavy metal band. We had our own record out, and we were trying to promote it, Terror, and we were working on our other record. If you go catch it, you can go to our SoundCloud, Consolidated or SoundCloud channel, and all of the Terror songs are on there. But that was recorded in 1990, 1991. But we put it out back then. We opened for band Terror. But anyway, we were a hard rock, heavy metal type of band, and this booking agent we were always bugging him to get us gigs and stuff, and he was always talking smack to us, and so he books us at this club way down the other side of Houma, and I can't even remember the name of the club. We drove way down there. It took us like forever to get down there, so we get down there and we walk in, and they got this big picture of us up. We'd sent promo pictures, and they had pictures all over the wall, and they had us. They had like a centerpiece when you walked in, and it's like the band who's playing. They've had our promo picture up. So we go in, and there's some guys shooting pool with shrimp and boots, Cajun Reeboks, white boots, and some different people hanging out, and I was kind of looking around like, man, this is not our typical crowd, kind of thing. And we set up, and really terrible acoustics in the club kind of thing, and a little crowd starts to come in, and I'm noticing that none of these people are near our age, So we looking around, we kind of getting a little concerned, and the whole time everybody's sitting up, everybody's kind of jazzed about playing, we did have probably 10 people there who really knew us and were there to see us play down from that area and whatnot, so they were all pumped up. But I kept noticing, just listening to the songs on the jukebox, and I was like, doesn't sound like us, because most of the clubs we go
exactly.
we're playing same Rat and Motley Crue and stuff. You hear that playing on the jukebox, so I was sitting there going, man, this sounds like a gangster club, and they were like, what? Oh, come on, man, let's just get up there and rock out. So we got up and started playing, and it was just like, you could see the shock and awe on their face, like,
what's going on?
And we sounded good. Well, then, we took a break, and we played 2 sets, I think it was. And we took a break, and, the bouncer comes over and asks me to come in the back. So I go in the back, because I was kind of the lead in the band, and I go back there and talk to the 2 club owners and this bouncer and one of the bartenders, and he's like, man, a lot of our regulars are leaving. They're not hanging around, you know. And what's the deal? And I was like, well, what do you mean? What's the deal? You know, and he goes, well, you know, this is not our type of crowd. You know, y'all playing for these 10 people out here who are hooping and hollering kind of thing. He goes, where, you know, they got the rest of the crowd back here, you know, and they don't want to hear this kind of stuff. And I was like, well, what, you know, what do they want to hear, you know? He's like, well, you know, we're used to classic rock and, you know, and stuff.
So you got to play some Led Zeppelin.
And all this kind of stuff. And I was like,
Leonard Skinner.
I was like, okay, well, did you get the demo tape? Did you see our promo stuff? There's a song list included with the type of music we play in here, and you booked. Well, he goes, you know, I work with the booking agent, and I was just trusting that he was sending it. And I was like, well, you need to take that up with him. Yeah. So the guy was like, well, you know, if y'all gonna play this the rest of the night, then you know, y'all can just shut it down now, and I'll pay y'all 2/3 of what we agreed to pay y'all, and you know, we just call it a night, no hard feelings. I was like, well, dude, we drove down here 3 hours to play the show for you.
Play the show.
We're going to play, and you're going to pay us what we agreed to get paid, you know. And so he was like, well, you know, y'all can do that. We'll honor the deal, you know, kind of thing. He goes, but, man, I appreciate if y'all could try and stick to some older stuff. I said, well, you know, we have some old tunes we can pull out, you know. And we hadn't practiced a lot of them, but everybody in the band had played, you know.
Yeah, different, stuff. Yeah.
So Tito Bersino, our singer, you know, I remember Tito looking at him and he was like, well, man, you know, because that cut out a lot of what he sings.
Yeah.
He didn't know a lot of those songs. So it was left up to me. And I'm sitting here, so we're just pulling stuff out. And I'm like, dude, if you can think of an old song that you can sing, we'll pull it out.
We'll get through it.
So we wound up playing, you know, pulling out and you know, play.
On the wall.
Well, we didn't go that far back. We played some Zeppelin, and we played, you know, and we did a Zeppelin medley of stuff, you know, so we basically burnt our last set and play old classic stuff, you know, some old Black Sabbath. So they were somewhat appeased with that, but the band was pretty upset. We were all upset. We were all bent out of shape about it, you know, and it was a terrible night, and our vehicles had broke down on the way kind of thing. And,
collage of misery.
But then what really got me at the end of the night was our booking agent showed up, and he wanted to collect his cut.
Gotta love the agents, guys. Gotta love them.
Yeah, here's a sob story about, man, I don't have any gas money or whatnot. I said, well, good luck, bro. You know, I was like, you're an idiot for booking us in this club, man. And I was like, you almost got us killed,
beat up, yeah.
You know, whatnot. So we should take you out back. And a couple of our guys in the band almost did take him out back.
Well, actually, you brought up Homer, and it's so funny. I got booked in the Homer with my comedy show. Now, I have a weird career with comedy. I started when I was 19, went for about 5 years.
Yeah.
Stopped. Went to real work for a long time and then started about 4 years ago.
Real work,
you know. Kind that your family's proud of. This one, they just wonder what the hell I do. I mean hot sauce, but that's besides the point. Anyway, I got booked when I was like 19, 20 years old at a club in Homer called Mr. Wilbert's.
Mr. Wilbert's?
Mr. Wilbert's. And when I walked in, they had velvet wallpaper. And it was like, it looked like... yeah, dude. It was like the 70s pimp party. I'm like, I've never saw so many loud colored zoot suits in my life. And they were like, we gonna have fun. Now, I had a blast. You know what I mean? I had a good time. But Mr. Wilbert's, man, I wonder if that place is still around.
Mr. Wilbert's.
Mr. Wilbert's.
That reminds me of a Chinese restaurant we went to one time. Very good, excellent place. I'm not gonna say the name, but
I want to give them a plug.
That's right. We were trying to sell advertisement. This is a member,
Mr. Wilbert's, y'all need to send me a check.
This is the members only video. But anyway, we walked in and it was the same kind of situation. And this place is in Lafayette. Really great food, really nice guy. We walk in and it's this whole like 70s vibe. Part of it over by the bar had shag carpet, and this older Chinese gentleman comes walking over, you know, and he's got a little goatee, and he's all in one of them 70s big collar polyester shirts and pants. And
there you go, perfect.
I was like, whoa, this is a trip. But it was a great place. It was a great place.
Well, one of the bands that you may be associated with wasn't a heavy, well, he did come out of a heavy metal band, which was Keystone at the time. They had done well in the New Iberia, Lafayette area, and then became Exchange. And they wound up opening for Stevie B and traveling with Stevie B for a long time, which was a guy I worked with. His family owned Bruce Foods, which is a guy by the name of Pat Brown.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a name.
That name sounds familiar.
Yeah, he was the drummer for Exchange and Keystone.
Well, I'm glad I'm not as old as y'all two.
You're not, well, you look as old as us. How old are you anyway?
That's private.
Oh, no, come on.
Right.
Come on.
I'm 50.
You older than me, dude.
I'm younger than you. A liar.
How old are you, Hoyt?
I'm 50.
I'm 52. 1968.
Told me 56 the other day.
56? No way.
Hoyt, tell the truth.
I am telling the truth. I'm 50. There's people out there that know me. They know.
They know.
Yeah.
Hey,
50. Hey, man.
You old.
Yeah, yes.
Class of 87.
Yeah.
Class of 87.
May 24th, 1968.
Oh, wow.
I'll be 51 here.
Yeah.
Couple weeks. Dude, you old.
You old.
No.
I just turned 50 in January. But yeah, I know there's a lot of guys who play music.
So that is the question I want to ask people, because inadvertently you wind up running through a lot of entertainers. Like when I ran one of these, and hey, if Larry Blackman watches this and want to fight me, I guess I got to do what I got to do. Like, we booked the show, and it was I actually wasn't promoting it. I was actually a comedian on the show. I opened for Cameo, Brick, Slave, Confunction, and I did like 5 or 6 shows with them. Anyway, at Mona, they wind up coming to Mona Me. Now, I was actually an entertainer on the show. And we're sitting down before the show. And he walks in, and he's got his, his black leather pants with the red cod piece. And you aware who Larry Blackman, lead singer from Cameo, with the high hair and the big eyes. And he walks up to the bartender. And we all knew the bartender. And he looks at him, and he's like, he hits on me, basically. We go in the back, and she's like, I don't know you. And it was so funny. That Larry Blackman, the lead singer of Cameo, just struck out with a girl that no one else around here struck out with. It's like, dude, it's so cool. Wow. And naturally, sometimes being a comedian, I forget to think about what I'm going to say. And they're like, dude, you just struck out with her? Oh, my God. I'm clowning him for striking out. And he's getting angry.
Yeah.
I wound up getting dropped from the tour. But the point is, Larry Blackman struck out, and I didn't.
Hey, on a serious note, did you ever think about promoting again?
Dude, the industry has moved promoters out.
Yeah.
And social media and that it's killed the promoter. Because back in the day when I did promote, you just brought Amy into this Larry Blackman conversation. It just hit me. Hey guys, wait a minute, we're friends here. Anyway.
I was saying that it was a joke. Yeah, he was just making fun.
Numbers only. I'll make sure she's not.
She's not a member. She's
not a member. No.
Well, you told her to sign up in the last episode.
Did you sign up? Anyway, the promoting game has changed because, back in the day, the way a promoter was successful, and this is what I did. I had a guy out of New Orleans called Big J out of New Orleans. He booked a lot of rock shows. Yeah. And he would call me, like, Jerrod, look, I got Foghat coming through. They're going to be in Dallas on Saturday and Florida on Thursday. There's a dead night Friday. They'll be coming through Louisiana or in the area. Could you pick them up? And if it was a $6,000, $8,000, $10,000 act, I could get them for half price. Because they're going to be paying for hotel rooms and everything else that dead night. So I could pick them up, pay for their hotels, and get them at a real good price. Well, the social media, you don't need a promoter anymore. you can't find a guy willing to pay for advertising, willing to pay you and take the door and give you yours and take his. It kind of squeezed the old.
Well, with all this new technology stuff, I mean, I did it today. A lot of you people I spammed with our new episode. I mean, it takes a click of a button. And,
you don't need them anymore.
And it used to be a long time ago when we played. That was the thing. Getting a gig was fine. There was no problem. We could get a gig in a lot of different places. Not very high paying, but then you had to turn around and you had to promote it yourself. You had to make flyers. You had to take your fan club list, which we used to keep. And
you had to spend the money on advertising. Now it works a little different where your artists can do a lot more of that themselves. They don't need the promoter guy anymore. And they don't want to give up the money that the promoter made. And I mean, you could blame a lot of the promoters because, I mean, there's a lot of horror stories where when the promoter collected the money while the band was playing and the band walked off the stage and the promoter wasn't there anymore. You know, so they got done a lot of it to themselves.
Well, a lot of that stuff started to change too. And, you know, because I promoted some shows around Gonzales and did things with my own band and with other bigger bands. And a lot of these guys would start, you know, ask for the money up front. Now, on the flip side of that, you also had bands that would get paid up front and then didn't show up or would show up late and drunk and put on a
well, we done we got our money first.
So I always no, we give you a third up front. And then we give you the rest of it.
I did the half. I'll give you half the travel, and then a lot of bands demanded the other half as soon as they got there. And it's like I'd walk in and say, I will show it to you. Here, I have it. But I'm going to give you the half when you walk up stage.
After you finish playing, you're going to get it.
And it worked. It worked out. Matter of fact, I think one of the funniest bands I ever worked with, which was a really fun because I was probably 21 when I booked them, and I played that I'm going to show you half the money. And I'm talking to guys that's half my hands with actually Roger Trotman. And Zap, and this before he died. Well, obviously. And he comes in, and when I met him at the airport, I went to pick him up, and I met him at the airport, and they're like, well, we want to meet this Jerrod Guillory guy. Because I told him I'll show you the money, but I'm going to give you half. And I kind of gave him a hard time. And I'm like, well, I'm Jerrod Guillory. And they're like, no, you're not. You're Jerrod. Son, there's no way you're the guy I've been talking to. I'm like, yes. And he wouldn't believe me because I was playing a game with him, but I was like 21 years old. So we took him again to my parents' house. And when we were sitting there, Ryan Trotman, who was really a cool guy, real laid back, he's looking at my dad. He's like, all right, man, you can tell me the truth. I've been talking to you and you got your son running errands. And my dad's like, no, it's him. And then my dad's first reaction is, and if he owe you any money, it's him.
He got that straight.
It's him.
Don't come back to my house.
But it was fun promoting, but the game's changed so much.
Now, flip side of that, I have had some bands. I had some bands contact us recently since we started this show, and was asking me, you know, in a way to help them out. Toyed with the idea for a bit. I don't know, maybe something to look at, but you know, they even as easy as it is today. I mean, you know how complicated even social media stuff.
It very much is.
Things circulated, and guys would contact me and say, "Hey, man, how much would it, you know, would you charge us to promote us and take care of all of, you know, because they get tired of doing it."
It's rough. I know. Hey, and if you ever decide to become an agent again, I need one. Because I know a comedian, man. He's real funny, clean humor, real good. You know, adult age group. You know, the kind of people that can afford to go out there. No, he's actually not. He's from Grand Marais, real close to New York.
Okay.
Yeah, but he's real good. So you ever want to get back into being an agent? I know
it's not that guy that does jokes from the tractor.
That's the one. No, he's good, man. Y'all watch me from the tractor. It's called Jerrod from the Tractor.
Jerrod.
Catch me on Facebook and YouTube.
From the tractor.
Yeah, you're going to put that picture.
I'll put that picture.
Matter of fact, I have one to give you.
That's it. And we're going to put some clips up from Jerrod on the tractor.
Yeah, you're more than welcome to use them for the numbers. Matter of fact, Hoyt, you can go ahead and take anything from the tractor and use it for the members.
Cool. and we'll do that.
We'll
put them there just for y'all to see. We talked about putting them in some of the episodes, but we thought it was a little.
Let's do it for the members.
A little awkward, with Jerrod hosting, kind of thing, and putting those in, kind of like the clips we do. Now we do have some funny clips coming. Just wait.
Yeah, you told me about it.
And we're going to have some other funny stuff just for you guys that you're not going to see on the regular YouTube channel. So anyway, you'll be glad you paid for your membership. But anyway, y'all got anything else to talk about?
Well, I'll tell you what, we probably... Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I got something. For all your PreSonus needs, Hoyt is the authorized dealer.
Yeah, I'm going to probably move to PreSonus on my PA system.
Give us a call.
Because Hoyt can probably give me a good deal.
Oh, yeah. And we got the PreSonus guys will be coming on the show. We're going to have an episode on them talking about upcoming things. Ricky Nogby plays with a band called Fat Hat. He also has a band. Oh, my goodness. Sorry, Rick. Zayman is the name of his other band from back in the day. They still do some shows here and there. I think they played with Queensryche a while back.
Oh, really?
In Galveston, Texas. But he's going to come on. He's going to talk about PreSonus. Maybe we'll get some gear out of Rick.
There you go.
But
like I said, hey, Rick, I'm thinking about moving my whole PA to PreSonus.
You can do it. You can do it. But yeah, PreSonus is great stuff. Check out their site. I'm a PreSonus dealer. If you know anybody looking for stuff, you can come check it out. If y'all have any ideas for shows, about shows, or individuals, also I posted the other day on the Facebook watch party that I did. I'm looking for area reps, so to say, in the 504 area code and the 318 area code. And the 225 area code. We want to cover the whole state, and if we can get somebody in that area to direct that talent in that area code, either to us or we ride out there and we do a blurb on them, or come out and have you, the rep, interview them, and we come out and we film it and we produce it and put it on the channel. That would be great. We'll include you in any kind of funding coming in. Sign up more members. Anyway.
Well, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I enjoyed just kind of talking amongst us and the crew, so to speak.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to doing
this. And there's more crew. But,
but
some of our crew is ill right now and battling other issues or whatnot. But this is what will happen when guests don't show up. Or they double booked. I wouldn't say they didn't show. They kind of double booked. And like musicians that had gigs.
Y'all notice it's kind of a stick in him right now.
Well, it takes a lot of work to do this, and we're not getting rich doing it. And, and when you bust your behind to put all this together and try and put on a decent show and line it up, it's a lot of work outside of. I have a day job. He has a day job. I don't know what he does. But,
I'm just here.
He collects Social Security because he's old.
He's the old man. The old man. The old man from the Open Door. The Open Door Church. Open Door has a new church, and they have a new pastor,
Jeff Williams.
Pastor Jeff Williams. He'll start in a few weeks. Old Pastor Sam Brooks will be retiring. I think he might hang around in some kind of capacity. But go to the Open Door. You'll see a PreSonus PA system in there. Works Audio / PreSonus.
Not right now.
I am kind of impressed the way you work that back into a plug for PreSonus. You're pretty good.
How you like that?
I'm proud of you.
But it's a great place.
And for all your install needs.
That's it.
There's the man.
That's it. But it's a great place, a great church, and they'll be moving into that facility any day now.
Hopefully, well, I think Pastor Sam's last day is June 15th, I believe it is. So they're trying to get it open so he can be in there
before Father's Day.
I'm gonna buy you a black cowboy hat.
Can I get a pony too?
No.
Can I call you Dad?
No.
We actually have some show shirts. Nobody has made a comment about this blue shirt. I started wearing it when we first started doing this, and then we tried to move to different shirts, and Corey tried to get me to wear a jacket. And I was like, I'm not wearing a jacket and a tie or anything like that, And I said, this is it. I'm comfortable. And so I started wearing the same shirt every episode. This is my uniform.
I got fussed at for wearing the same shirt.
And I gave him a nice shirt last time, and he didn't even wear it this time.
Yeah, but he dried it in the trunk.
No, I'm just too fat for a period. So
I didn't say all that.
I have to lose like 15 pounds before I wear it, but I promise you, I promised to wear it on May 13th.
Well, have you
so
know,
I have to wear it.
I have you know, this one is a different color too, but I have some that I'm pick up.
This is a different size. I'm in the same position.
I think these might be a little larger.
Okay, well then we good because it's just. So by the 13th, it's the brand. It's the brand. By the 13th, I'll be able to wear it because I think I have to do the Blue Monday mission. I'm supposed to be there, and I promise you I wear the shirt. So by the 13th, I have to be 15 pounds lighter so I can squeeze into the sausage skin.
That's true. It's small for me.
It was close.
It's not the stomach I'm worried. I'm worried about that head getting through there.
You know, extra membership. If you the Gold Club member,
Monique, he's not gonna make it home.
If you're in the Gold Club, you're gonna have to see the fight in the back. Y'all sign up for that package.
We're going in the rocks. In the cow pasture next door.
The alien from Battleship is gonna beat Gruff Brooks' butt.
Gruff Brooks?
That's the
Gruff.
3 margaritas, dude. Give me a break. And Viking about.
Well, it takes some people the liquid to see Jesus, but oh, reminds me of a song. But anyway,
I don't know where that's going.
Probably don't want to.
No.
This is Bobby from the Boondocks and Jerrod from the Tractor.
Wait a minute. I think he's the one from the Boondocks. He's from out there in New Iberia. I'm like in Scotch. You know?
I do have a show called From the Tractor.
Yes, From the Tractor.
And I got a tractor at home. I can bring you. You know, it's the one that with the wheels that spin.
Yeah, but you're not funny. And you got and Bobby from the Boondocks rhymes. Okay?
Yeah,
so Bobby from the Boondocks.
But Scott.
Scott is the Boondocks, man.
You Carrier Crow. That's even worse.
No, man.
The Crow.
I'm the Crow Dome, bro.
The Crow Dome and the Berry Dome.
So as he was saying, Bobby from the Boondocks.
Jerrod from the Tractor. And I'm Hoyt. Till next time, y'all give a hoot and holler to a coot and a collar. Have a great day.
Good night.